Right, welcome to Myself and Gives Hope. Again, I'm in my little fortress of solitude, away from everybody. So, I thought I would spend this just talking about my feelings on the trailer. I'll try not to delve into my own personal thoughts of what's happening in it. Now, as you know, there are so many things you could hope for in the trailer. There is a scene where Aquaman, Wonder Woman and Flash all seem to be standing in front of the sun. Standing in front of the sun at some iconic moment, quite similar to the Justice League animated TV series, and maybe hope of seeing somebody on the horizon, and it's very cinematography with the sun and the hero standing forward. What I got from it, again, as it says, I am relieved they hadn't shown any Superman, because I believe if they show Superman, it will be another doomsday scenario, and then people are saying already on Facebook, where is Superman, and the trailer is rubbish because Superman. Listen, doesn't matter who's in the lineup of the Justice League. The fact that we're getting a Justice League movie, some people complain about Cyborg being in it. Cyborg, one of the up and coming heroes that have been in the Now 52 lineup. Justice League, as far as I am aware, the lineup have always changed from who started it. Batman was one. Batman wasn't actually one of the original people that started it, but in another, it was Aquaman and Flash and those type of heroes that started the Justice League, Martian Manhunter, and gradually it became Batman and Superman over the course of time. Now, I'm going to see if I can just hold this here, and it doesn't look like it. Yeah, and over the course of time, they joined the league, but in this way, by getting rid of Superman, by killing Superman, it gives them a reason to hunt for like-minded superpowers, and make a team up. Where if Superman was there, it was less of a quest to find these people. Because there would be no need. But again, they haven't faced this enemy before, so they don't know what they're up against. With Superman out of the picture, Batman's dream may not come to light about the future, or does it? Maybe with Superman's resurrection, you may have something along the lines of him becoming bad, so they need a team to help stop him from becoming bad. So there is, put it this way, when you watch the Justice League, when we sit down and we all watch the Justice League film, we want Superman to come back in such a big way. We want his to see him in the film to have an impact, and it won't have an impact if we've seen him in the trailer. People have learnt that. Warner Brothers have learnt that by the Batman v Superman trailer, including Doomsday, or, as I said, no problem with Doomsday, or including Batman and Superman fighting, then being friends and saying she with you and everything else. That could be condemned as, that can be seen as a spoiler. So it's a hard way to make a trailer without putting spoilers in. Now, as we look at, there's one woman in particular who defended BVS. It's Beyond the Trailers, I think she hosts. She wasn't impressed by the trailer. She thought it was okay, but my argument to that would be the thing that makes a trailer really, really, really good and unforgettable is, unfortunately, they put all the good bits in the trailer. So by selling a film, by marketing a film, you have to put these good bits in. But Warner Brothers doesn't want to do that. Now, if you think about it, if what we've seen in the Justice League trailer is not the good bits, then we're in for a hell of a ride, because what I seen was fantastic. But again, it's very hard to decide what isn't considered to be a spoiler. If little things like Batman and Superman shaking hands after a fight can be seen as a spoiler, or by revealing the villain can be seen as a spoiler, or any of the best jokes or any of the best fight scenes. So it's very, very hard. So yes, Justice League, we saw it. We saw them fighting. We saw parademons, which we already seen in Batman v Superman. So there was no big surprise there. And so I take from that a lot of great scenery. I take from that Flash kicking ass. I seen Flash is basically saying, can't touch me and all that stuff. It looks cool. It looks like he can look after it his own self. And then we see Aquaman, who I presume everybody in the whole wide world now believes he's going to steal the show. We see Mera rising up from the waters and with guards behind him. We see Aquaman riding on the Batmobile at the very end, being very hip, saying, well, Bruce Wayne, you win a Batman suit? Alright, I dig it. Excellent. He's hip, he's with that, there's a butch kind of thing. It's, it's kind of different version from what we see in the new 52 Aquaman, which is still good, it's still relevant. But it's really good, and this vision of Aquaman is so right for the film. There we go. It's because I'm squashed in this fortress of stink, and I'm just after a big meal. It's Mother's Day. Don't know. Anyway, so yeah, it's hard to make a trailer for this. I was in a conversation about who should be in it. Now, Cyborg is said to be the heart and soul of Justice League. Now, he is put together by a mother box. Now, for those of you that don't follow comics or anything like that, a mother box belongs to this bad guy called Darkseid. I'll try and put it simple. But there's more than one mother box. There's loads of them. And they open portals from his world to other worlds. It's also a kind of computer. Now, with Cyborg and BVS, he's seen it sort of lifted up in the air and went into Cyborg and helped create him. So if he's part of this, then that is a good reason to have him in the film, because he will be essential to bringing Darkseid down, using his technology against him. Also, the reason why Cyborg is in it is because we live, again, in a political world where we have to give rights to people. This isn't just a white man's movie. This isn't just a black man's movie. It's not just a male movie. We have to have something for everyone. And to have a black man in it, it would be the first before the Avengers to have one of the main roles to be a black. And we need some sort of role model for every genre, gender and everything else, for every sort of person on the planet. And so having Cyborg is a good move. Martian Manhunter, maybe he'll come in. Is he essential to the plot just now? No, this has been written as a trilogy. So you've got to think of the characters that are being involved. Martian Manhunter, don't get me wrong, is a good character. I'm enjoying him in Supergirl just now. But right now, he might have a cameo. But let's not bog ourselves down to what we want as the fans. Let's have story content and only have characters in there that are going to help push the story along. So if Green Lantern is needed just now, you know, when they're going out and finding these heroes, probably Green Lantern they don't know about. He's not been mentioned in Suicide Squad as a meta-human, he's not been cited and stuff like that. So again, and the Green Lantern Corps movie is further away in the distance just now. Also, to have a lot of great power being superheroes, it might work okay in cartoons, but to have a movie, it's like the Avengers. Okay, now the Avengers movie, let's face it, if Hulk had any sense, right, you wouldn't need Captain America, you wouldn't need Thor. Hulk would just take care of the aliens, end of. So it's very hard to get these these people with all these powers to fight all this, you know. And what use is the other leagues? And there's been cartoons along that side with Green Arrow wondering, you know, in the cartoon series, wondering, I don't belong here with all you godlike people, I don't serve any purpose. And along that storyline, Green Arrow says, you know, we need people like you. You don't need to have these superpowers. Again, the trailer, fantastic music. I love the marketing campaign where you don't know what the last symbol is from all the signs. It must be Superman. They can't just leave the Superman symbol out. But it could be, again, Green Lantern that is still to show its face. It starts off, what else can I say about the trailer? We see this sort of Lord of the Rings sort of epic battle and the Amazons, and it happens so quick I didn't get to see it the first time. So no doubt with Wonder Woman now coming out, we're going to have this sort of treaty with these people. I was talking to a Marvel colleague, and he says, I hope we don't have Darkseid. I very much doubt we'll have Darkseid in the first film. As we know, it's Steppenwolf, and there is more villains that Justice League fight against, you know. But again, this is a story arc, you know. Same as the Avengers, you know. First Avengers movie was okay. Second one, if you can call it Avengers movie, The Age of Ultron, not so hot. But when you get to the main villain, Infinity War, or whatever it is, then you have their main Marvel baddie, and it's been building up to that. But what you can take from this is Darkseid was mentioned briefly in BVS. He'll probably be mentioned briefly in this next film. But for me, I think if this film is successful, which I think it'll blow the roof off, they may prolong Darkseid for another two movies still. They might make another one and then bring on Darkseid. Again, there's more rogues, galleys and villains that Justice League fight on a grand scale. But the way I see it, Zack Snyder, Chris Terrio brought together a trilogy, and they've written a trilogy. And now some people say, is it too soon to make a Justice League film? No. And unfortunately, I'm going to side with John Campier's original idea on this. Was I'm tired of standalone movies. Okay, you follow the same structure. You follow. This is a hero. This is how he gets his power. This is a baddie. This is how he becomes a baddie. Here's them arguing, and gets a bit of good of the goodie, and then we have a final fight, and that's it. Now we move on to another character, and it's the same sort of ingredient. Where DC, because it is a studio that makes more than just superhero movies, it makes things like Harry Potter and stuff like that, and Fantastic Beasts and sci-fi films and everything else. They don't have that commitment to just the one genre, so they can only, you know, spend so much. so they can't dish out as many films as Marvel, because all Marvel's got is just Marvel movies, right? Controlled by the one guy. So to say that they're rushing, no. For me, they can go along the lines of bring Justice League out, you guys and girls will go and watch it, you'll see how awesome Aquaman is, and then you will go and see an Aquaman movie. And not only that, the Aquaman movie is fed off of Justice League, so it's a continuation, and you'll go back and forward from these movies all the time to get even more out of it. People that have seen BVS will go back to Man of Steel. People that will see Justice League will go back to Man of Steel, then watch BVS and watch to get the whole picture. But these films, like Suicide Squad, they've been introduced to Flash. If you haven't seen it on TV, they'll be interested in Flash and how he's going to perform in Justice League. And you'll see Cyborg. You'll be introduced to Cyborg in Justice League. And we see by the wee bit of the trailer, he's playing American football, which he somehow injures himself in. So you'll see a lot of pain and sorrow. And origin stories can be done and dusted in about 5 minutes. It can be explained away in just one line. You know, you could cut down Bruce Wayne's origin by saying, my mum and dad were killed by a gun. I was there, I witnessed it all, and I then seek vengeance. And that's it. I get who he is. That is all I need. I don't need a big story of him trying to, do the weights or do that. It doesn't need. Guardians of the Galaxy done it in a nutshell as well. It all depends. You don't need a spin-off. You can throw them right in the deep end. Star Wars done it. You didn't know who Luke Skywalker was. You didn't know Darth Vader's backstory was. They carried it off. Film producer says, no, we need to know who this is. Why you call it? George Lucas called it. Okay, we're not going to call it Star Wars anymore. We're going to call it Star Wars 4. A New Hope. Hello, so you're starting in the middle. We as audience, we're clever enough to devise who, to figure out who these characters are. So to say we're rushing on no. Justice League is there because it is a part of the story that these guys are writing. Okay, it was always planned in Zack Snyder's head to go from Man of Steel to Justice League. It was planned after Man of Steel, when they were sitting down to write BVS, that they were already thinking the ideas of Justice League. That's why you had the dream sequence to prepare you for Justice League. That's why Batman v Superman is called Dawn of Justice, because they already had the next chapter in. You don't need to go and see three films or 2 films about Iron Man or Captain America. You don't need that. You can just have them come into the film and say, who is that guy? He looks fantastic. The suit is brilliant. He can run. Brilliant. I get it. There's not all that many characters to try and fathom out. Aquaman, underwater, lives under the sea. Right, I get it. So again, the trailer, back towards the trailer, it is fantastic. I got more than I thought I would. It didn't spoil anything. I loved it. And here's my main thing about it. All those haters and all those people that think that they control what's going to happen in Warner, I don't think they changed a thing. I think it's the film Zack Snyder had visualised and he made. I don't think, Jeff Johns or Warner Brothers came forward and changed anything or changed the tone of it. I believe it's just the way it is. They already said that BVS was going to be a dark film, and there's only so much humour you can put in when you have 2 heroes that are at odds, not just with each other, but within their inner struggles. So with this film, with a wee bit of humour and everything else, no. And it also looks like it's a film that's not been forced humour, as we sometimes see in the counterparts of Marvel films. We see humour that is rightfully placed. We see Batman saying, we see you making friends briefly or whatever, and Batshit, I dig it. And even the little bits where Batman's just saying, my turn, that is just a Batman thing to say. So I like this trailer because it proves once and for all those doubters out there that Zack Snyder knows his stuff. Zack Snyder knows his DC. And Zack Snyder already had this in plan and knew what you girls and guys were going to be treated with in Justice League. And Warner Brothers had enough faith to say, you're still staying on Justice League. And guess what? You're staying on Justice League too. Because his vision, his universe, we wouldn't have had it without him. And we thank you, Zack Snyder, for that. So no, I think, but mind you, those haters and biased people will claim that they changed the tone to the film. So I would ask those haters and biased people, so you think it's a lot brighter and lighter and it's not as dark? Have you seen the trailer? Have you noticed how dark it is? I've had one comment put it on Facebook that says, I wasn't on board with a darker DCU, but after seeing Justice League, I have changed my mind. I want darker from now on, and I can't wait to see the film. It was one of those, you can see the full report on my on the page, Man of Steel fan gives hope. You'll see what he actually said there. But this was a guy who was used to watching the lighter tones of superhero movies, wasn't a fan of the darker ones. Then he's seen this trailer, wipe out. So yeah, and as I said in my reaction video, I don't think they should show any more. Some people have said, should they show a boot of Superman? No, I do not want one colour, I do not want one cape. I want to go into that film. Now just imagine you're in that film and in the back of your mind's wondering, when's Superman going to be? I don't even care if he's in it for 5 minutes or 10 minutes. Okay, I don't care, right? But I do believe he's going to be in it and he's going to make an impact, and it won't be much of an impact if we see him on trailers. Just like Doomsday, if we see even a foot of Doomsday, we're going to say, Doomsday's in that, this is the time we see the foot of Doomsday. Don't want it, I'm happy with it. So for those, and I'm talking to you fellow Superman fans out there, be calm, be cool, collected, and enjoy the rest of your DC fans who might be fans of Batman or Aquaman. Let them have their moment. Do not dish it just because your favourite hero hasn't been appeared. Just know that this is one for the record books. This is a film where a hero is going to come back, and it's never been done before in this way. Okay, we haven't seen Iron Man come back from the dead and somehow save the day. We haven't seen that. This is the first. And this is the one that struck a chord with the world that people are still talking about today. People are still talking about BVS. Like it or hate it, Olympic. And that's what movies do. Movies are meant to be things that you debate about. Things that you feel strongly hatred against, or things that you feel strongly loved about. Okay, and I love those films. Same as Planet of the Apes, when you see the Statue of Liberty. You know, is he on Earth? Has he been on Earth all this time? What happens next? How did it come this way? These are the films I love. The films that you question yourself out. And in Justice League, I believe all those questions will be answered. And everything else will be, you know, it'll be just looked at as one big story, the way Zack Snyder has always said it was planned to be. So, as I say, calm yourself. Hopefully another trailer will be coming out and we only see the same stuff. I don't even want to know the storyline. I don't want to know, I don't even have, we've got an idea, you know, with the summary, but I don't want to know any much more. So if you love this trailer, do not watch any more. That's it. If you're sold on this trailer, that's it. Do not spoil it for yourself. Turn off and disobey any clickbait that's out there just now. I think that's all my reaction is. I got from the film. I loved the Wonder Woman. I loved when she says, you know, when she's getting Aquaman and Flash behind her. I can't remember what she says now, but the way she said it was brilliant. And I think all those doubters, including you, John Campion, who said bad things about Gal Gadot, I think you should wash your mouth out with soap. So this is Man of Steel, fan gives hope. Hopefully giving you guys and girls a bit of hope. So be positive out there, and maybe see you in the the Fortress of Solitude again. If you like this video, please like or subscribe, and please check out my Facebook page, Man of Steel Fan Gives Hope. Thank you very much for watching.